Everybody knows that if you can't lose weight and keep it off, you need thyroid meds, right? Wrong. Thyroid drugs are most certainly not the answer. Common thyroid drugs like Synthroid, I can never pronounce it properly, which is levothyroxine, but it's known by many other names as well, have long been used with very little success in the treatment of underactive thyroid, Hashimoto's disease, enlarged thyroid glands, thyroid cancer, and myxedema. It's also prescribed on the false belief that it helps weight loss in hypothyroid people who can't shed excess fat. But you know what? It doesn't work. Only small amounts of fat, if any, can be lost. Once thyroid hormones are stopped, fat is regained. And this is true even when thyroid medication is continued for years. By the way, levothyroxine is now the fourth most prescribed drug in the United States. There can also be all sorts of negative consequences in allowing your body to be treated with these synthetic chemicals that can seriously interfere with your quality of life. For one, they compete with natural hormones that your thyroid gland is still producing. You see, it's not feasible for any human body filled with synthetic chemicals to be tricked into responding to them as though they were bioequivalent, despite the claims of drug companies and the medical establishment who would tell you that drugs used to treat your body are an identical equivalent. The standard medical model for the treatment of thyroid disorders is badly flawed. There are huge misunderstandings about causes and effective treatments for thyroid deficiencies, which, by the way, may now affect as many as 90% of the women in the Western world. A great place to begin getting an understanding of all of this is by reading the work of an American MD, Dr. David Brownstein, author of Overcoming Thyroid Disorders and Iodine, Why You Need It, Why You Can't Live Without It, the third edition. Brownstein is a leading expert in natural approaches to health and healing. He talks about something you need to know and probably never have been told: a major cause of thyroid malfunction, as well as many other conditions, and this is iodine deficiency. More about that in a moment. In his books, his videos, and his DVDs, Brownstein shows how a natural holistic program can not only help transform hypothyroidism, but also arthritis, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's disease, and many other conditions. And you know how? By using safe natural therapies. His work can bring you reliable information on such things as natural thyroid hormones, bioidentical natural hormones, diet, vitamins and minerals essential for thyroid function, and detoxification. Now, back to your thyroid. The thyroid has an enormous need for natural iodine. This was once readily available in our food supply, but it no longer is, because of poor agriculture, GMO growing of foods, and common practices, including the spraying of dangerous substances such as mercury and aluminium on soils. An abundance of natural iodine is necessary for your thyroid's biochemical structures. If you cannot get enough of it, your thyroid can malfunction. And of course, one consequence of this is weight gain, which no amount of pharmaceutical thyroid drugs will ever be able to correct. Note that it's absolutely crucial to work with a knowledgeable healthcare practitioner who knows how to test for and reverse iodine deficiency, not simply a doctor who will thoughtlessly prescribe drugs. It's estimated now that more than half of the world's population is already at risk from iodine deficiency, which relates to many other illnesses, including cancer. With the nuclear fallout that's come from Fukushima and other sources where an iodine deficiency exists, the thyroid gland is most vulnerable to taking up dangerous radioactive iodine. Also, when we eat and drink foods like baked goods and soft drinks in plastic containers, when we take drugs and are subjected to pesticides in the foods we eat, we become exposed to bromine that they contain. This also creates iodine deficiencies as well as increasing our risk of cancer. Meanwhile, with the decline in iodine-rich foods like seaweeds, fish, Himalayan salts, and eggs, not to mention the introduction of fluoridated water, virtually none of us are getting the iodine we need. By far the most effective treatments for low thyroid are the use of natural thyroid hormones and cofactors in desiccated form. Sadly, most doctors still refuse to prescribe them, despite the fact that these natural treatments made from bovine or porcine sources are available by prescription. Good quality nutritional supplements are also very important for a healthy thyroid, and these include vitamin A and B complex with high levels of B12, vitamin C, vitamin E, coenzyme Q10, and the minerals magnesium, manganese, selenium, and zinc, as well as natural iodine. You see, every cell in your body uses iodine. However, the federally defined daily value of 150 micrograms is way too low to help your overall health, except to barely prevent goiter. If adjusting your diet and exercising more hasn't helped you reach a healthy body fat composition, it may well be that your thyroid is underperforming due to iodine deficiency. However, there is one quite remarkable supplement that's excellent for restoring levels of natural iodine to the body and is especially helpful in restoring thyroid functions. It's known as Iodoral. Dr. Brownstein, whose clinical experience with it is extensive, recommends it highly. I can also recommend Iodoral for my own thyroid issues. At the age of 12, I was diagnosed as hypothyroid and prescribed the usual pharmaceutical. I was told that this would deal with this issue. I took the pills for exactly 7 days and I hated them, so I stopped taking them altogether. Since then, I have never taken anything whatever to, quote, treat, unquote, my own thyroid gland. Instead, I learned how to eat organic, natural foods and avoid cereals, grains, and sugars. Now, this has stood me in good stead. However, I decided to explore the effect of taking Iodoral on my body in increasing my intake of iodine. The results have been extraordinary. I have more energy now than I think I've ever had, and I'm eternally grateful for this. I recommend that you examine Brownstein's work. You'll find it both enriching and fascinating. Also, investigate Iodoral 50 milligrams and check out this excellent video. It has changed my life and it could change yours. See below for more information.